Camera stuff is expensive, and we're always looking a shortcut to get us to the place we want to be. The shortcuts are off-brand, cheap alternative, and the same thing always happens. We have instant gratification to fix a problem, fix an issue. What we notice is we are lacking the quality when we make these impulse purchases of an off-brand or whatever it may be. We're lacking quality, and with good quality comes a bigger price tag. In this video, I'm gonna go over the 5 things I've purchased for my videography career that I regret up to this day. And it took me a lot of thinking because I've bought a ton of camera stuff. There's stuff I use that's on this list, and there's stuff I just don't use at all. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is the DJI Ronin. Everyone's heard of this thing, everyone's probably used this thing, and it's something that I've used for years. Why is it useless? Because cameras these days have stabilization that are very, very close to the Ronin. I used this Ronin when I would shoot real estate, when I would want a stable shot, but I started to notice that I became less and less of a fan of the stabilized look over time. I like my shots to have some shake, to have some uneasiness, to feel that emotion, and sometimes I even add shake to a shot to give it that emotion, and the Ronin just didn't do that for me. I've had this thing for about 3 years now, and in the last 3 years, I've probably used it 5 to 10 times, enough times I can count on a finger. So that's why this is the first thing that I regret buying, because this thing does have a nice hefty price tag to it. The next thing is a shotgun mic. Now, a shotgun mic is essential for run and gun and the way I shoot my videos, but like I said earlier, with higher quality comes bigger price tags. I bought this shotgun mic. It's a Deity D4 Duo. It is a piece of crap. It gives you audio, but it doesn't give you great audio. And one thing I've learned over time making videos is that audio is the most important thing to the filmmaking process. So if you have cheap, crappy audio, it's gonna show cheap, crappy audio. An example of this where you buy something and then you want something different is I bought this mic and I slowly regretted it and bought this mic because the quality is so much higher. And not to mention with this mic, you don't need a cord, and with this mic, you need to plug it in. And to be honest, at the end of the day, buying a cheap mic, buying cheap audio is a disaster waiting to happen. And until you hear what good audio is and you pay the price for good audio, then you really notice how important it is. So that's why this is my second stupidest purchase over my time. Next is my Atomos Shinobi. I'm back and forth on this one. This one took a lot of convincing, but it ultimately comes down to the fact that I just don't use it. I like the idea of this, but I don't like the execution of it. Whenever I use this, I find it a chore to hook it on. I find it a chore to find something to rig it on. I find it a chore to find an HDMI. That's why I don't really use this. It just feels cheap. It feels like it takes the beautiful image, say out of the FX3, and blows it up to a lesser resolution. And I find myself always looking at the FX3 screen even though it's smaller. And if I had just upgraded and gotten the Ninja or gotten a different brand and it just gives off a better picture, I might be a little bit more happy with it, but I just don't see myself using this. I don't find myself using it, and I always default back to whatever the native screen is on the camera I'm using. But next up are these, and these are the Rode mics. And these fall in the same categories as this thing, the shotgun mic in audio. At first, this gave off good audio. It did the job it needs to do. But when I upgraded a shotgun mic, when I got the Pod Mic Duo, when I got a professional boom mic in the Sennheiser, I really noticed how bad this audio is. And it became to the point where I couldn't use it seamlessly with my other mics because I noticed a difference so much with the quality. If I could do this again, I would get the DJI mics, or I'd get a mic with 32-bit float audio so I could scream in it and I could also whisper in it and it doesn't blow out my voice, which these do a real good job of. Lastly is the thing I've probably spent the most money on over time, and that is hard drives and SSDs. These are very expensive and half the time do not work and do not connect, and it is scary. Those are hard drives. These are SSDs, and these are better. Now, it's nice to start with one of these and be able to shoot with one of these and be able to throw your footage on one of these. But as you start to accumulate footage over time and you start to use nicer cameras that shoot in 4K slow motion, and the megabyte, gigabyte size is a lot bigger, you fill these up really quick and they become extremely pricey. What I had to do was I had to eventually hit pause on buying these. I wasn't shooting less, I was, if anything, shooting more and needing to upgrade to more of these. So what was the solution? I bought a NAS, and that was kind of the breaking point. I bought a NAS, it cost me a good chunk of money. I have internal SSDs in there. I have an 18 terabyte one in. If that fills up, I can put another 18 terabyte in. So that was ultimately what my fix was for these, and a way cheaper alternative. And the scariest thing is if you're on your laptop or computer and you pull away and one of these comes out, it gives you that warning, and your biggest fear is you have corrupted your files or you've corrupted your project. So camera stuff is expensive, and with buying camera stuff, you can find so many cheaper alternatives that will only give you instant gratification until you realize you have to upgrade to something to meet your quality or meet your standard. But these are my 5 videography pieces of tech I regret buying over the years. So let me know down in the comments below what piece of tech you regret the most buying. And also let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see a video on my 5 favorite pieces of camera gear I bought over time, because I am excited to make that video too. But with that, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.